What's going on, everyone? CJ back here with another episode of the Madden 23 Cupcake Relocation Franchise. So we made it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for everyone who has stuck with me so far through this horrendous first season as the Cupcake Texans. We finished this year with actually, I would say unsuspected 5-12 record. We finished last place in the AFC South, tied with the Titans, but of course, they beat us. We all know about that. Derrick Henry broke the rushing record on us, so we finished actually last place in the AFC South, but we did it, guys. Oh my gosh, what a season. That was a season. That was an NFL season. That's about all I can say. You know, we had quite a bit of lows and not too many highs, but still some good things to take away. But we are about to, here in moments, no longer be the Houston Texans. So let's take a look and see how we finished in the league standings. So we finished as the 5th worst team in the NFL with the 5-12 record. Bears, Commanders, Steelers, and Seahawks were all behind us. We tied with the Titans, but again, they beat us, so technically we have a worse record than them. And going into the offseason, we can expect to make a lot of moves. We can expect to shake some things up. We're going to try to sign some free agents. We're going to try to sign some draft picks, get some good draft picks rather. So we will pick 6th in the first round. We will also pick 27th in the first round because we have Cleveland's pick from that Deshaun Watson trade. We have a 2nd round pick, no 3rd round pick, but you can't expect us to try to acquire one because I have some prospects that I really have my eyes on. We got a 5th and we got 2 7ths. So draft should be very interesting. You can expect us to make some moves. Before we sim to the Super Bowl and get into this offseason, I just want to check the staff moves here and see kind of what's happened. So Arthur Smith, tough season with the Falcons. He got fired, it looks like. Also, Robert Saleh from the Jets got fired. He might be an interesting choice. I'm looking to potentially give Lovie Smith the pink slip. I got to be honest. I want to bring in somebody else. Hey, we're going to be a new team. We might as well get some fresh blood in here. Might as well get a new face in that locker room. Matt Rule, just like in real life, got fired. Of course, in Madden, in this franchise, he made it a little bit longer than he did in real life. Ron Rivera, that's an interesting choice there. We could bring in Ron Rivera, been in the league for 12 years, well-respected coach, lots of experience. He does run a 4-3. Right now, we're in a 3-4, however. Pete Carroll retired. Okay, well, Pete, it's been a interesting career for you as well. Did finish with a Super Bowl ring, so that's pretty good for him. Mike Tomlin, very interesting. Mike Tomlin, I may want to bring in Mike Tomlin. He runs a base 3-4. We are a 3-4 defense currently. Been in the league for 16 years and a very well-respected coach. Great presence in the locker room. Players tend to gravitate towards him. I gotta be honest, guys. I am very interested in making Mike Tomlin the head coach of the Austin Armadillos, and that might just have to happen right now. Let's take a look at our staff here. I'm just gonna go ahead and press this X button, guys. We're gonna fire Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith finished with a 5-12 record. Not gonna get it done. We're gonna need something more. I want to bring in Mike Tomlin. I did not expect him to be fired by the Steelers, but the Steelers actually even had a worse record than we did. So I guess that's why they fired him. But we are going to hire on Mike Tomlin as our head coach. We have Mr. Edward Green is our offensive coordinator. Albert Torres is our defensive coordinator. And our defense just sucked this year, guys. We're going to fire Mr. Torres too. Albert Torres, don't know who you are, but sorry, my friend, you are going to go ahead and get the pink slip as well. I know in some of the previous Maddens, you used to be able to hire on, former head coaches as defensive coordinators, but it looks like in Madden 23, you cannot. But I like Steven Barth. So he runs a base 4-3. That is what we currently run too. We're going to get 66 staff points for bringing him on. Yeah, let's go ahead and hire Steven Barth as our new defensive coordinator. Not that it really matters, but, you know, our defense was terrible last year. Let's be honest. We allowed way too many, actually 37.1 points per game, which is just atrocious. Let's just take a look and see what happened in the league before we sim to the Super Bowl and get on with the offseason. So your MVP this year is Jalen Hurts. Patrick Mahomes, not the MVP like he was in real life, and Nick Sirianni, the coach of Jalen Hurts, was the head coach of the year. So big round of applause to the Eagles. They balled out. Jonathan Taylor was the offensive player of the year. We just saw him last episode, and actually, fun factoid, the top 3 offensive player of the year candidates just had monster games against us. Nick Chubb broke the rushing record, and then guess what? Derrick Henry went ahead and broke it again, and those two finished top 3 in the voting for offensive player of the year. Von Miller, the crafty veteran, still doing his thing, gets the defensive player of the year in the AFC. David Bell, offensive rookie of the year. Yeah, right. But okay, I guess in this Madden universe, that's the case. Devin Lloyd for the Jags wins defensive rookie of the year. Best QB, Deshaun Watson. All right, well, like I said, this Madden universe is very strange. Jonathan Taylor, best running back. Best wide receiver, Keenan Allen from the Chargers. Best lineman, Kevin Zeitler from the Ravens. Best defensive lineman, also Von Miller, taking home 2 trophies. Khalil Mack, who had, I want to say, 5.5 or 6 sacks against us when we played them back in, week 5, gets the best linebacker award. Best DB is Kenny Moore, who just had a pick against us. So our AFC division rival foe bringing home multiple trophies. Greg Zuerlein, best kicker, and that rounds out the AFC. As far as the NFC, offensive player of the year and also MVP Jalen Hurts. Defensive player of the year, Nick Bosa from the Niners. Romeo Doubs, rookie of the year. I wish that was the case in real life. Maybe Christian Watson gets it. Who knows? Jaquan Brisker, defensive rookie of the year from the Bears. Jalen Hurts, best QB, so he's taken home 3 trophies. Alvin Kamara, best running back for the Saints. Amon-Ra St. Brown, best wide receiver, is having a great, or had a great year in real life. Zach Martin, best offensive lineman. Best defensive lineman, Nick Bosa, taking home 2 trophies himself. Micah Parsons, best linebacker. Best DB, Jalen Johnson from the Bears, so the Bears got a couple trophies themselves. Kicker, Eddie Pinheiro, and that is how the league looked. So guys, with the click of a button, we are going to sim to the Super Bowl. And man, guys, I am excited. We're going to be the Austin Armadillos. Yes, I cannot wait. We slugged through that first season, so it looks like the Chargers and the Cowboys are going to be in the Super Bowl. Wow. Madden just loves the Cowboys. Yes, that is true. Gonna go ahead and advance to the offseason now, guys. Yes, it is official. Let's see who takes home that Lombardi trophy. The Los Angeles Chargers. Wow. Who would have thunk it? So, Justin Herbert was your Super Bowl MVP. Chargers get their first ever Super Bowl ring in history. Jalen Hurts was the MVP. Nick Sirianni, Coach of the Year. Jonathan Taylor, Offensive Player of the Year. Von Miller, Defensive Player of the Year. David Bell from the Browns, Rookie of the Year. Jaquan Brisker was the Defensive Player of the Year from the 49ers. So probably got a ton of upgrades here, but wait a minute. Do you guys see this? Our background is now red, and look at that. It is such a beauty. We are not the Houston Texans anymore. We are the 69 rated Austin Armadillos. We have $153 million worth of salary cap. Now remember, before we go into the offseason, remember the rules that I set in the last episode. So going into the offseason, we can sign one player who is a 90 plus rated overall in free agency. We can sign 2 players who are between 80 and 89 rated overall in free agency. We can sign 4 players who are between 70 and 79 rated overall in free agency. I don't want to go out there and just ball out and pick up tons of players who are just the best in the league because Cupcake McGee is a hustler and has stacks on deck. I want to keep it a little bit fair. So those are the rules. 1 player 90 plus, 2 players between 80 and 89, 4 players between 70 and 79. Let's check out the upgrades for the Austin Armadillos. Anybody worth noting? And actually, just take a moment and bask in the glory. Look at those unis, my friends. Look at those jerseys. No longer will we be stepping onto the field in the deep steel blue and the battle red of the Houston Texans. Those are now gone. Now we will be stepping onto the field in, I don't know, the sunset red and the desert yellow. That's what we're going to call it.
Bruh.
Austin Armadillos uniforms are baller. Does anybody have any noteworthy upgrades? Probably just practice squad players. We're going to go ahead and let the CPU handle those. So I am going to tell you what my ideal draft would be. Now, will this happen? Hard to say, but if we can come out of the first round, and yes, I will be looking, we have 2 first round picks. I will be looking to move into the first round with a 3rd pick via trade. So ideal world, we come out of the first round with quarterback Damon Sanders, UAB Blazer. We come out of the first round with defensive tackle Jalen Burnett out of Vanderbilt. And we come out of the first round with cornerback Keegan McGriff from Clemson. We come out of the second round with linebacker Alan Schmidt, the run stopper. This guy is very interesting. I haven't really seen this too much in Madden. He's a run stopper archetype, but look at his coverage. This is what really sells me on him. A run stopper archetype, but he has B zone coverage and maybe C man coverage or D, but either way, that's just crazy to me. I mean, I feel like Alan Schmidt could be somebody who's all over the field, doing all kinds of things, getting out there in coverage, clogging up that middle of the field, also maybe sending him on some blitzes. Now, we don't have a 3rd round pick, but again, expect me to make some trades, expect me to get some things shaken to move back into the 3rd round, because I would love to snag left tackle Chuck LaMontagne. This guy looks to be a beast. He's 6'4", 318, Michigan Wolverine. He's a really good athlete. Look at all those great to elites. And then his traits are really good too. B pass blocking, C run blocking, but A lead blocking, A run block finesse. And then finally, this guy could be the sleeper pick of the draft. Bruce Joyner, we got him 100% scouted. He was projected to go round 3 to 4, but look at his true talent. Round 1 to 2, Oregon Ducks, 6'4", Bruce Joyner. I need him on my team. He has pretty good athletics. He has great to elite speed, which I love, and great to elite agility, which I also love. But look at all those A's. Look at all those B's. Not a D in sight, not a C, not a F in sight. Bruce Joyner is going to be on this team. So that's my ideal draft. Now, I got tons of other players that I also have scouted too, but if we could somehow get these 6 players, don't know if we can do it, but that would be my ideal draft, and I'm gonna try my darndest to make that happen. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into the first week of the offseason. I don't think that we are going to re-sign any of the current players that still have contracts out there. Maybe we'll take a quick peek at it, but I really don't think so. We're also going to have to look at the mock draft too, because this is going to play a huge role in how we approach this draft. Let's see if any of our players retired. All right, so Danny Trevathan retires and Janoris Jackrabbit Jenkins retires. Good riddance, my friends. You didn't really play that well for us this season. Had a couple big plays, I guess, but that makes things even more interesting. So now we're down a corner, and we're also down a middle linebacker. Let's see if anybody else notable retired in the league. Doesn't really look like it. Jason Kelsey retires, so I guess he didn't get his Super Bowl that he's trying to get in real life right now. Doesn't look like anybody else really noteworthy retired. I want to see if my man Aaron Rodgers and the GOAT himself, Tom Brady, retired. I'm guessing they didn't, but let's just take a peek. Tom Brady did not retire, and Aaron Rodgers did not retire. So now we're down a corner. Now we're down a middle linebacker. Let's take a look and see if we want to bring back any of these other players again. I really don't think so. Jalen Virgil, nope. Jet Anderson, nope. Nobody really looks to be anybody that we're going to try to build around here. Maybe Will Holden for depth, but I don't even think that. Nope. I'll tell you what. Yeah, no, that's not happening. I'll tell you what. We'll bring back Will Holden if he accepts this deal, just to have some depth at tackle. Expected value is $1.18 million for 1 year. He has no interest in joining the team. I'll tell you what, Will. We'll give you 1.5, and if you don't come back, I'll see you at the gas station or the car wash.
Okay.
All right, cool. So Will Holden signed, but nobody else, guys. I have no interest in bringing back any of these other players. So we'll just let them test free agency. Guessing no one's going to really want to pick them up. Taking a look at the mock draft here, and when I do my draft, I will have the mock draft on the screen here for you guys to see, just to see if it kind of holds true. We still have two more, but right now we have Jamal Spence, the linebacker, going top 5, Del Caver, the tackle, going top 5, Ja Hyde and Jarek Parrish. Don't really have any interest in any of those players. We pick 6, and the mock draft has us selecting Chuck LaMontagne, so that is not really accurate. Jalen Burnett, though, they have him going 8th to the Detroit Lions, so I'm thinking that Jalen Burnett is probably going to need to be our number 1 pick. Let's just see if we see Damon Sanders or possibly Keegan McGriff here in the first round. They actually have Damon Sanders mocked to us with our 2nd pick, so that's pretty cool. And I don't see Keegan McGriff. Yet they have him going 31st. So we're going to have to pay close attention to the mock draft, and that is going to dictate how we approach the draft itself and also who we sign in free agency. So let's go ahead and check out the free agents. I am so excited, guys. I can't wait. This is the moment that I've been waiting for. We also have combine results in, but that can wait. I can't wait any longer. Let's check out the free agents. So remember, we can sign 1 player 90 plus, but it looks like there's nobody even in the draft that is 90 plus, so that kind of sucks. So what does that mean? There's no players that are 90 plus. I think that means, so let me backtrack here. So I said that we could sign 1 player who is 90 plus rated overall. I said we could sign 2 players who are between 80 to 85 rated overall. And I said, or between 80 to 89 rated overall, my apologies. And I said that we could sign 4 players between 70 and 79 rated overall. So seeing as how there's no players in free agency that are 90 plus overall, I think it would be fair that we can sign 1 extra player between 85 to 89 rated overall and 1 extra player between 80 to 84 rated overall. Yippee! I think that's fair. So just kind of scrolling through here, we have Brandon Cooks was our former wide receiver that we cut in episode 1. Tremaine Edmonds, middle linebacker. Odell Beckham Jr. and also Jamel Dean. That's very interesting. He is a very good cornerback. Yeah. Oh, man, that's tough, guys. I really want to bring in Jamel Dean. Let's see who's under 85. We have Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, the strong safety. Marcus Davenport, James Bradbury, aging James Bradbury. Devin Singletary, Devin McCourty. Mecole Hardman, who has a lot of interest in joining our team. So that's very intriguing. Damian Pierce, who we also cut. Jarvis Landry, Sterling Shepard has a lot of interest. Oh, man. So with our first offer, I think that we are going to try to bring in Jamel Dean. So Jamel Dean has no interest in joining our team. He's 26 years old, very young. He's an 85 rated overall, star development. Expected value is 3 years, almost $38 million. So again, he has no interest in joining our team. He wants to be close to home, which is Florida. We have no franchise QB. So we are definitely going to have to overpay for Jamel Dean if we want him, but I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. We have, I think it said, over $100 million in cap room to play with. So I will make Jamel Dean a very good offer. 3 years, $45 million. Looks like several other teams have interest in Jamel Dean too. So the Steelers and the Falcons. So if we want him, we might have to up that price tag a little bit, but let's go ahead and see who else we want. I am really intrigued by, where was that wide receiver? So not Sterling Shepard, but Mecole Hardman. So Mecole Hardman is an 81 rated overall player, star development. He's 25 years old, former Kansas City Chief, Georgia Bulldog. He has a lot of interest in joining our team. And let's be honest, we need a wide receiver. We got Sanu, Westbrook, the MVP, Bobo Wilson. We need a number one guy, and I could see Mecole Hardman being that. So since he has a lot of interest, his expected value is 3 years, $33 million. I think we could even probably drop that a bit to maybe 31 million, 31.2. We'll make the offer. Offer strength is not that good, but let's see if anybody else has any interest in him. Only the Panthers so far, and we are, we vastly outbid the Panthers. Panthers must be making a really short end deal. So those are our two picks that will substitute for not having a 90 rated overall player. So scrolling through the list again, we can still pick up two more players that are in the 80s. Let's look at the positions. So quarterback, we have the GOAT himself, Tom Brady. Probably going to retire or maybe play until he's 60. Who knows? Jimmy G, Teddy Two Gloves, Geno Smith. Yeah, not interested. We're going to be trying to bring in Damon Sanders. Halfback, I think we're set with Tony Pollard. Fullback, who cares? Wide receiver, we did make Mecole Hardman an offer. Probably not going to make Brandon Cooks an offer. Maybe, but I don't want to pay that much. Tight end, nobody in the 80s, so we'll come back to that. We really need to get better on this offensive line, but there's really not that many options out there. There's no offensive linemen that are in the 80s, so we'll revisit that in a second. No defensive lineman. Marcus Davenport, though, that could be a viable option, and he does have a lot of interest in joining our team. We have Tremaine Edmonds. We have Denzel Perryman has a lot of interest. That could possibly be a choice. Cornerback, we did offer Jamel Dean a deal, so we're going to wait and see what he does. Free safety, Devin McCourty. We do have Clinton Dix, my man. Got the bobblehead back there, but he's really not that great of a player. And then we have CJ Gardner-Johnson, who could replace Landon Collins. So I think that definitely we are going to make our first offer to Marcus Davenport. He has a lot of interest in joining our team. He doesn't want to pay income tax, and lucky for you, Mr. Davenport, Texas does not require you to do so. And he wants a head coach with historic winning percentage. That could be another good reason for bringing on Mike Tomlin. So Marcus Davenport, he's also 26. I may be good offering him a 4-year deal, honestly. And if we drop the money a little bit, we'll see if any other teams bid on him. But I would be cool. Let's do 4 years, $50 million. Let's just see what he thinks about that. Offer strength is not incredible. And the Seahawks are also interested in him as well. So I think that we will up the money a little bit just because I would love to bring in Marcus Davenport. I think Marcus Davenport would do wonders on this team. We'll up the money to $42 million. We'll make the offer. That puts us in prime position to acquire Marcus Davenport. And I also think, seeing as how we lost Danny Trevathan, Tremaine Edmonds would be a great pickup, but he has no interest in joining the team. But Denzel Perryman does, and he is an 80 overall rated player. So he is 30 years old, kind of getting a little bit long in the teeth here, but we could bring him on for a 2-year deal. He's only expected 2 years, $13 million. I would be cool with that. I won't change that at all. We'll see if he wants that. We'll see if any other teams have any interest in him. So far, we have made offers to Jamel Dean and McCole Hardman. Those replaced are not having a 90+ rated overall player on the board. We've made an offer to Marcus Davenport, and we've made an offer to Denzel Perryman. So now that rounds out the 80+ rated overall and the 90+ rated overall players. Let's take a look and see. We can sign 4 players between 70 and 79 rated overall. Let's take a look at the offensive line here, because our offensive line is trash. We've gotten sacked so many times. I like Jawan Taylor, has a lot of interest in joining our team. Also Terrence Steele too, the right tackles. Let's see who is younger. Jawan Taylor is 25. Terrence Steele is 26. So I think Jawan Taylor would be good to make an offer to. We need to get stronger on the offensive line, because if not, Damon Sanders is going to, assuming we get him, is going to have a very short career. Jawan Taylor does have some good interest in joining our team. Expected value is 2 years, about $14 million. I would say that I'm cool with that. 2 years, $14 million. We'll make him the offer. I really like getting stronger on the offensive line. And also Daryl Williams. So Daryl Williams has moderate interest in joining our team. Actually, it looks like we've made all the active negotiations that we can. So let's go ahead and do an eval period here. Yes, Madden, I know about this. I've played this game many a times. Yeah, I know. Why are you showing me this? Okay, I hit help, I guess. Sorry. So let's see if anybody accepted our offers. My signings, let's take a look and see. Hopefully somebody accepted. Looks like, all right. So Marcus Davenport, the right end, is now going to be an Austin Armadillo. Denzel Perryman, the middle linebacker, is going to replace Danny Trevathan. He will also be an Austin Armadillo. And we got much stronger on the offensive line, bringing in Jawan Taylor, the right tackles. We're still negotiating with McCole Hardman, but it looks like we are leading the race in that department. And who else? Jamel Dean decided to sign with the Steelers. Man, what are you doing, brother? Why did you do that? I was really trying to bring you in. Okay, so Jamel Dean not going to be with us, but we did bring in some solid defensive players and a good offensive lineman, and we're still looking to negotiate with McCole Hardman. So seeing as how Jamel Dean did not sign with us, we can go back and try to sign another player that is 85 rated overall plus. I don't really see anybody that I would like. Maybe Brandon Cooks. Do we bring Brandon Cooks back though? That's the thing. We cut him in the first episode, and we have a chance to bring him back now. That would constitute as not having a 90+ rated overall player, I think. Let's give him an offer. We'll give him an offer. He wants 4 years, $78 million. No, no, we're not going to do that. What about OBJ? What's OBJ looking like these days? OBJ wants 4 years, $50 million. I just don't know, guys. We'll come back to that. Let's stay on the 70+ rated overall players. Let's kind of scroll through here. See who we got. Dean Lowry, former Packer in this game. Defensive tackle, we have Javon Hargrave, but could definitely stand to get better in that department. I think we got to go to corner, right? So Jamel Dean off the board, Bradbury off the board. We could look to bring in Jason Verrett. He's a 79 rated overall player. Only looking for a 1 year, $5.25 million deal. Yes, I would be A-okay with that. Let's give him 5.3 for good faith. I think that he will definitely take that. I would sure hope so. Nobody else looks to have any interest in him, and we got to get better at cornerback, guys. We just have to. There's no doubt about it. Free safety, Devin McCourty still on the board, so maybe he could replace not getting Jamel Dean. Strong safety, I think we're good with Landon Collins. Let's make an offer to Devin McCourty. He's only looking for a 1 year deal, 1 year, $8 million. He has moderate interest in joining the team. It doesn't look like any other players are interested in him right now. So let's bring him down to 1 year, 7.5, and just kind of see what happens. If we don't get him, I'm okay with that, but let's see what happens. Cornerback, Jason Verrett, going to be a great addition to this team, 79 rated overall player. And it looks like that is... No, we also brought in Mecole Hardman. So Mecole Hardman, we had to play a little tug-of-war battle with him there, but we did end up bringing him in. So he is going to be instantly our wide receiver 1. That is awesome. Brandon Cooks decides to go with the Falcons. I guess no harm, no foul. Who should we bring in, guys? I don't know. Let's look at tight ends here. Mercedes Lewis, the Green Bay Packer. He would be great, known more as a blocking tight end, I would say. Foster Moreau, Juwan Johnson. I do think we need a tight end, but let's go back to the line here. Let's go back to the offensive line. We got to get better in that department. We are going to get Justin Britt back in center, so that will be helpful. But what about, didn't we offer? Yes, we were going to offer Darrell Williams a contract. So let's go back to Darrell Williams. 31 years old, kind of getting old, Oklahoma Sooner. Has moderate interest in joining the team. Only looking for a 1-year deal. So maybe we do, what, 1 year, $8 million? I'd be cool with that. Let's look at linebackers. So we did bring in Denzel Perryman, the middle linebacker, but let's look at the edge. So Kyle Van Noy, been in the league for a very long time. Justin Hollins, Blake Cashman used to be a Texan. I think we cut him too. Melvin Ingram, no interest. Maybe Anthony Barr, Takaris McKinley, Sean Dion Hamilton. I'm thinking that we go after Anthony Barr. We have Jeremiah Adeocho. We have Quincy Roche. But we got to get better in the linebacker department. And Anthony Barr might just be the gentleman who can do that. So he doesn't want to pay income tax. Hey, I guess it was a good choice to go to Austin, right? He's looking for 2 years, $11.2 million. I want to drop that a little bit. We'll see if anybody has any interest in him. We'll go 2 years, 10 mil. And if we don't get him, I'm not too bent out of shape about it, but let's just kind of see what happens. So we'll go ahead and do the eval period here. Last one before we have to proceed to week 2 of free agency. And it looks like now Devin McCourty is getting outbid by the New York Jets. And you know what, guys? I'm not cool with that. We're going to up him to 1 year, $10 million. Again, Cupcake McGee, he's a hustler. He's a gambler. He's got stacks on deck. He's got Patron on ice. He's looking to bring in Devin McCourty, and that would be nice. All right, so officially in week 2 of free agency, let's see if any of these players that we have targeted decided to sign elsewhere. Anthony Barr still in contract negotiations, but we did get Devin McCourty, so automatically our secondary is going to get so much better by bringing in Devin McCourty and Jason Verrett. We got Jawan Taylor in the first week. We got Darrell Williams. And we got Denzel Perryman, middle linebacker, and we're still in contract negotiations with Anthony Barr. So assuming that Anthony Barr signs, that will complete our free agency period, guys. Let's just go ahead and do the eval period here and see if he does sign with us. So Anthony Barr did sign with us. So welcome to the Austin Armadillos. These are going to be your newest players. I think that we did pretty good. Weren't able to bring in a huge superstar, which kind of sucks, but there wasn't really anybody available, you know, so we automatically get better on the edge. We got Marcus Davenport. He's going to fit into our 4-3 scheme pretty good. We're going to have him on one side and probably Ndamukong Suh on the other side. We got Devin McCourty, going to be playing opposite side to Landon Collins. We got Mecole Hardman, going to be a plug-and-play receiver, going to be able to fit him right there with Mohamed Sanu, Dede Westbrook, Bobo Wilson. Danny Trevathan retired. We replaced him with Denzel Perryman. We got a good corner, Jason Verrett, to play alongside with Troy Pride, especially since Janoris Jenkins retired. Our offensive line gets exponentially better. We got Darrell Williams, longtime veteran. We got Jawan Taylor, and then we got a good linebacker in Anthony Barr. So that will round out our free agent period, guys. Let's take a look and see the college pro day results for the players that we have favorited, just to see if anything changes. Let's go ahead and look at our boy Damon Sanders here. So Damon Sanders.
Yes,
my goodness.
yes.
He is the best quarterback in the draft, hands down, gotta be. Now the quarterback class, granted, it wasn't that good, the prospects. He's first in everything, only thing he's second in is his bench press, so his strength. So Damon Sanders, we gotta get him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to get him. Jalen Burnett, let's take a look at him. Pretty good. I mean, he's top 10 in every single category. Second in the 20-yard shuffle. Bench press, he's third. So nothing crazy, but he's top 10 in everything. We'll look at Keegan McGriff here. So Keegan McGriff, oh yeah, he is the best vertical jumper. He's the best broad jumper. Second in the 40-yard dash. He ran a 4.3. You know, that's can't ask for much more than that. We'll take a look at Alan Schmidt here, see how he did. He's also an interesting prospect. Nothing too great. Chuck LaMontagne, though, looks to be probably one of the best tackles in the class. Look at that. Number 1 in bench press, very strong. Number 1 in the 3-cone drill, very agile. Number 2 in the 40-yard dash, ran a 4.8. I mean, for a tackle, that's pretty good. Chuck LaMontagne, we may have to get him. And then taking a look at our boy Bruce Joyner here, let's see what he did. He's pretty good too. I mean, number 2 in the 40, he ran a 4.49 for a tight end. That's great. So what I'm thinking, we take Jalen Burnett and we take Damon Sanders in the first round. We try to get Keegan McGriff, but if we somehow don't get Keegan McGriff, I could live with that. But if we don't get Jalen Burnett and we don't get Damon Sanders, I don't think that I could live with that. I think that, and look at that. Actually, I'm sorry. We just got elevated to a 72 rated overall team, guys. We were never above 70 in the first season. So how about that? Round of applause. We're officially a football team now. That is very exciting. But like I was saying, I would be able to live with not getting cornerback Keegan McGriff. But I don't know if I could live with not getting Jalen Burnett and Damon Sanders. I would just be heartbroken if we didn't get him. So we'll go to the free agency recap here. It's also going to give us the last mock draft and should give us the private workouts as well. So we can use that. Yes, let's use the private workouts. I want to know Keegan McGriff. I want to know Keegan McGriff's true talent. We should be able to get there because he is 80% scouted. I also want to know, I would love to know Alan Schmidt, see how good he really is. And then I'm looking at these guards, these 3 guards here, all projected to go round 3 to 4. Montrell Sullivan especially. If we could snag one of them in the first rounds, that would be lovely. So we're going to go ahead and use those gentlemen there as our private workouts, and we'll just take one last look at the mock draft, see if that changed any. And remember, once we initiate the draft, I will have the mock draft on the side of the screen for you guys to follow along. Doesn't look like anything changed here. Looks like we're going to try to snag Jalen Burnett as our first round pick. Damon Sanders is still mocked to us, but I'm just not confident in that. We may have to move up to get him. I don't know. And Keegan McGriff has fallen. No, he's back on the board now. 30th pick to the Eagles. So should be a very interesting draft. Not quite sure how I'm going to approach it, but it's going to be fun. So with the click of a button, we will now enter the NFL draft. Oh my gosh, guys. I am so excited. Let's see if we revealed anything else about those players that we gave the private workouts to. I hope that we did. I would love to see those fine gentlemen's true talent. Keegan McGriff. Keegan McGriff is a top 5 talent. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Wow.
Try to get Keegan McGriff, but if we somehow don't get Keegan McGriff, I can live with that.
Okay, that changes things drastically. Alan Schmidt is a round 1 to 2 talent. Oh my God. I should be hired as an NFL scout, guys, right? Keegan McGriff, a top 5 talent? That changes everything. Oh my gosh. And then Montrell Sullivan around 2 to 3. Wow. So yeah, we want to get Damon Sanders, we want to get Jalen Burnett, and we want to get Keegan McGriff. Keegan McGriff with the top 5 talent. I can't believe that. All right, look, we got to get into it. We're going to start the NFL draft. You guys ready for this? I sure hope so, because I am. All right. So, Seattle Seahawks mocked to get Jamal Spence, the right outside linebacker. See if they take him. They did. Okay. So, Seahawks stay true to form. I still think that we go Jalen Burnett with the first pick. Del Caver was mocked to the Steelers. They take him as well. Commanders were mocked to get Ja Hyde, the right outside linebacker. We'll see if they take him. They do. So far the mock is holding up true to form. The Bears are mocked to get Jarek Parrish, the right outside linebacker. We'll see if they take him. They do as well. So now it is our pick. So I think that we have to go for Jalen Burnett. Keegan McGriff was mocked to go late first round, 30th pick to the Eagles. I think that we can still get him. And I think if we don't pick Jalen Burnett now, I think that the Titans pick him with the next pick. So we're going to go ahead, make Jalen Burnett the defensive tackle out of Vanderbilt, our first round pick. He's 6'3", power rusher archetype, but has B finesse moves. I love that. We're going to go ahead and draft him. Hidden development. Let's go, baby. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So our first round pick is the defensive tackle, Jalen Burnett. I am not upset with that at all. Titans were mocked to get him next pick. So let's see. Now, obviously, they can't. Let's see what the Titans pick. Titans pick Johnny Drescher. Johnny Drescher was mocked to go 10th to the Cardinals. And I got to think about this for a minute, guys, because we got to get Damon Sanders. Damon Sanders is mocked to go to us with the 22nd pick, but I'm just not confident that happens. Keegan McGriff was mocked to go to the Eagles in the 30th pick of the first round. Panthers need a quarterback. There's no doubt about that. We'll go ahead. Panthers do need a quarterback. If Damon Sanders gets selected, I will be so upset. We'll go ahead and advance it. Daniel Thomas, the tight end. Daniel Thomas. Lions, they got Jared Goff. I think that they're probably set to stick with him. They go with Anton Flynn, and that was who they were mocked to get. Falcons are up next on the clock. They were mocked to get Kyle Pearman, the left end. See if that stays true to form, but the Falcons also need a quarterback as well. So let's pause for a second. I know this is being super aggressive, but I think if we move up to make a trade with the Falcons and we get Damon Sanders now, you got to get your guys. That's the age-old saying. You got to get your guys. I think if we pick Damon Sanders now, Keegan McGriff was not mocked to go until 30th with the Eagles. I think that we can hold out until our 22nd pick. So let's try to potentially trade up now. I know it's super early. I know it's aggressive, but you got to get your guys. That's what they say. You got to get your guys. So let's go to the Falcons. We can offer the Falcons maybe our first round pick from next year. We still have two. So I think that they would be okay with that. And we have some trade bait too. So John Minchie is a wide receiver that is not going to let us trade him. Is he still injured? Really? Okay. So we'll go away from John Minchie. We'll go to Tavier Thomas, our corner. Yes, we can trade him. Let's see if the Falcons would take our first round pick from next year, Tavier Thomas, and maybe their first round pick now. I want to get Damon Sanders now, because if we don't, I will just be heartbroken, guys. I will go to Spotify and I will pull up My Chemical Romance right now. Done deal. Let's send it to the league. It's official. We are picking now. We send off Tavier Thomas. We send off our first round pick from next year. I know. It's super aggressive, but we got to get him. We have to make our selection. We are going to pick Damon Sanders. Damon Sanders out of UAB, the Blazer himself. He is going to be our new quarterback. We're not riding with Cam Newton. Normal development. Oh, Damon, man. I thought for sure. And what's up with those sleeves? Damon, you got to get it together, my man. You got the long sleeves, your normal development, but that's okay. That is okay. I am okay with that. I clicked through too fast. I couldn't even see his ratings. But now, if we can get Keegan McGriff in this first round, guys, that is what I said that I wanted to happen. The Cardinals on the clock now. They were mocked to get Johnny Drescher, the linebacker, but he went way too early, so they picked Shaq Sessions, who wasn't mocked to go until much later, the 15th round for the Jags. So now the Eagles are on the clock. We'll see what Philly does. Philly takes Mac Holloway, the right guard, out of Oregon, and that is who they were mocked to get. Patriots were mocked to get Jimmy McCain, the wide receiver, so we'll see if they stay true to form. They do. Jets were mocked to get Von Lowry, the right end. Let's see what they decide to do. They also stay true to the mock. Giants were mocked to get Ricardo Mitchell, also a right end. And they get Kyle Pearman, who was mocked to go to the Falcons, but obviously that all got shifted once we made a trade. Jaguars were mocked to get Shaq Sessions, the right tackle. He's already been picked, so we'll see what they do. They get Joshua Baker. I'm not sure that we don't still try to move up with this pick. Seeing as how Keegan McGriff was a top 5 pick, we have to get a top 5 true talent. That is, we have to get him. We picked 22nd. Ravens select Ricardo Mitchell. That was supposed to be mocked 14th to the Giants. Seahawks were mocked to get Jay Easley. Our pick is coming up. Seahawks were mocked to get Jay Easley. They stay true to form. Chiefs are mocked to get Joshua Baker, the right tackle. We'll see if they stay true to form to that. They get Daniel Tanner. Now, can we hold out 3 more picks with the Dolphins? I think, again, I know this is being super aggressive, but I cannot. No, you know what? Oh, guys, I'm so torn here. Taylor Leonard, the left outside linebacker. I think that we can hold out 2 more picks. Raiders are mocked to get Kirk Lucas. Dolphins are marked, who's a middle linebacker. Dolphins are marked to get Cameron Green, who's a right tackle. I think that we can hold out 2 more picks and get Keegan McGriff. There's Kirk Lucas. Come on, just don't select Keegan McGriff. That's all I'm asking you. All right, it is our pick, guys, and you already know who we're picking. Keegan McGriff was revealed to be a top 5 true talent. Can you believe that? Can you dig it, suckers? Booker T style. Can I get my favorite? What's going on here, Madden? Can I get my favorites to pop up? All right, you want me to go to cornerback? I don't know. All I know is I want Keegan McGriff, and there he is. Oh my gosh, the Clemson Tigers, 6'2", 186 pounds. Let's freaking go. Gotta be hidden, Dev. Oh yeah, that's right. Keegan McGriff is gonna play in the secondary for us. Probably gonna be an instant starter. Wow, I can't believe that, guys. I cannot believe that at all. So, wow. So what did I say earlier? If we can come away with Damon Sanders, Jalen Burnett, and Keegan McGriff, I would be happy. We came away with those players. I was a little aggressive stealing Damon Sanders. He was only normal development. I'm so excited. I didn't even check their ratings, but Tony Baldwin goes to the Bucks. That was true to form too. He was a good tight end that we did scout. Packers selecting Percy Parker, right guard. That's who they were supposed to get in the mock as well. Colts were supposed to get Patrick Gamble, the right outside linebacker, and they do. So mock holding up true to form now. Vikings supposed to get Jeremiah Radley, the halfback. They do as well. The Florida Gators. Lions supposed to get Connor Brewer, the middle linebacker. Let's see what they do. They also stay true to form. Ohio State Buckeye. Bengals on the clock now. They were mocked to get a halfback, Braxton Pearson. Braxton Pearson, the Oregon Duck, does go to the Bengals. Bills mocked to get Cassius Franks, the tight end. We'll see what they do. So mock holding pretty true to form. Eagles were mocked to get Keegan McGriff. Obviously, we stole that right from out under them, so we'll see what they do. They go cornerback still, even though it's not Keegan McGriff. Jason Stanford out of Kentucky. And then the Cowboys were mocked to get Sidney Wilbur, the free safety, who we did have on our favorites, but they switched things up a bit. They go offensive line, and they go Adrian Graham, left tackle, Michigan Wolverine. And then the Chargers were mocked to get Enrique Butler, wide receiver. We'll see what they do. They go Rashawn Clay, right tackle. So now we're in the second round, guys. Let me show you what I want to do here. So first round was a success, yes, but we have to get Alan Schmidt, no doubt about it. We have to. He's a projected round 2 to 3. True talent is round 1 to 2. I would also love to get Chuck LaMontagne. We don't have a third round pick. We got to get Bruce Joyner, 100%. And then I want to get a guard. So if we can get somehow Alan Schmidt, Chuck LaMontagne, and Montrell Sullivan, that will be my perfect draft. Seahawks picking first. They take Sidney Wilbur, who was on our draft board. Steelers up next. They go center Zach Faulkner, who was really good. I had him favorited. The UCLA Bruin. I would have loved to pick him up, but I just don't think it's in the cards. Colts going next. They go cornerback Byron Bellamy, Virginia Tech. Bears on the clock next, and then it is our pick, ladies and gentlemen. They go Pat Kuhn, QB from BYU. He was the one that had that crazy story. So now it is our pick. So I have to think that we are going to go linebacker, Alan Schmidt. Let's just see who's available. Enrique Butler, Glenn Rabb, who is on our board. He was a good wide receiver, but we did pick up Mecole Hardman, so I'm okay in that department. Cordell Long, the right end. Let's just look at him. He's a run stopper archetype, B power moves, A block shedding, B tackle, 6'6", good size, 313. Okay athlete, nothing special. No, I think we're good in that department. I really think that we go Alan Schmidt, but again, I just want to see if there's anybody crazy on the board that maybe we overlooked. I don't think so. We signed a middle linebacker in free agency. Yeah, guys, we'll take a look at Sean Marshall here, but I think it's going to have to be Alan Schmidt. Yep. Oh, yeah, I'm sold. So Alan Schmidt, let's see what he is. He is going to be our number 2 pick. Go ahead and draft him. Hidden development. Let's go. 6'3", 230 pound. Alan Schmidt from Arizona. 90 acceleration, 84 speed, 79 agility. I am extremely happy with that pick, guys. Now here's where it gets interesting. Our next pick is not until round 4. So before we continue on here, I'll show you who I really want to get. So far, this draft has been an extreme success. I'm very happy with this. I think that we have scouted and drafted extremely well. Chuck LaMontagne, I really want to get. Bruce Joyner, I really want to get. How do we acquire those two? That is the question. Chuck LaMontagne could be off the board sooner than we think. He's only 24 spots down, so we're going to have to pay attention to that. I mean, if we don't get him, you know, it's not the end of the world. Titans selected D-tackle Kenny Hannon out of Oklahoma. Panthers are going to go wide receiver and Enrique Butler. I do need to pick up another wide receiver, though. I definitely do. We got McCole Hardman. Marcus Butler, the tight end, goes next. Do we trade up in the draft? I mean, we're going to have to. Most definitely. We are going to have to. We'll sim ahead a couple more spots, and we'll see. There's Corey Meredith. I had him on my board as well. Really good halfback. We'll sim one more pick, and then we'll take a look at the draft board. Chuck LaMontagne, now 17. I just got to find a way to get Chuck LaMontagne and also Bruce Joyner. We have to get Bruce Joyner. We know that he is a projected round 3 to 4, but he is a round 1 to 2 true talent. So we have to get him. Glenn Rabb was on our board as well. We're simming ahead a couple picks. Ravens go offensive line. Seahawks go tight end. Chiefs go edge. Isaac McCoy, Clemson Tiger. 49ers also go edge, so right end Cordell Long going to play alongside Joey Bosa. Stephen Hodges, the wide receiver. Now I got to see where Mr. LaMontagne is here. We got to find a way to hopefully try to get him. Chuck LaMontagne is now 9th. So what I think we do is we try to trade up into this round, and then we also try to trade into the 3rd round. Can we do it though? That is the question. Maybe we let it go a few more picks. We'll let it go a few more picks. Dolphins go wide receiver. Brian Wolf, the Wolverine. Browns go Chuck LaMontagne. See, what did I say? You get your guys. You always get your guys. That is a heartbreaker right there, my friends. That's a heartbreaker.
You look like a stranger. Face I knew, but I must forgotten.
You always get your guys. Now, we're going to go ahead and sim into the... man, Chuck LaMontagne. I swear to God, if he's like an 80 rated overall tackle, I'm going to be so upset. We are going to try to trade into the 3rd round here to get Bruce Joyner. I'm not going to let somebody else slip through our grasp. Let's just make sure that he's not at risk of going right now. Chuck LaMontagne was a heartbreaker. Bruce Joyner, Stephen Monroe is ahead of him. That's also cutting it pretty close. I don't want to trade into the 2nd round, definitely. But I think in the 3rd round, we're going to have to go ahead and trade up to try to get Bruce Joyner. So again, being super aggressive, not sure if the Seahawks are going to take this, but we're going to try to acquire the next pick by giving them a 7th round pick of this draft, a 4th round, and a 5th round for next year. Doesn't get it done. We're going to have to, I think, change that 4th round pick to maybe a 2nd round next year. As much as I hate to do that, do we do it? We got to do it, right? We got to. I hate this, guys. I really hate this. We're giving up a 7th and a 5th this round and a 2nd this round to get a 3rd. It's done, but that stings. I know that's super aggressive. I know, but we're not going to let Bruce Joyner get off this board. We can't. We're not going to let him get off this board. We got to pick him now. It happened with Chuck LaMontagne. We know he's around 1 to 2 talent. Bruce Joyner, the Oregon Duck, 6'4", 245 pounds. Got to be hidden dev. Let's go, baby. I knew it. 84 acceleration, 87 agility, 87 speed for a tight end. Are you freaking kidding me? Bruce Joyner. I am just an amazing scout. So now we don't pick again until round 4. Now what I want to do is get one of these tackles. We're going to see who's left. Probably I'm thinking Montrell Sullivan. That's who I really want. He's a projected round 2 to 3. We'll see if he's still available. We'll go ahead and sim to our next pick. So unfortunately, every single guard that I wanted to draft is now off the board. That is very unfortunate. We do have Wyatt Townsend, a day 3 pick. He has A to C potentially in all the major categories, 6'5". He has good athletics. I mean, he's not terrible. And his skills, I mean, he's got B lead block. Worst he could possibly have is C in run block and C in pass block. Wyatt Townsend could be the option. I did also want to bring in a halfback to back up Pollard, but I don't think that that is priority. Although Dom Fitzpatrick, let's take a look at him. Power back, Miami Hurricane. He has elite jumping, solid speed, great strength. We'll take a look at his skills. A break tackle, A carrying, B trucking, B ball carrier vision. That's also interesting too. We also have some UDFAs here who may be some sleeper picks. Brett Gafford, the center, looks to be really good. A pass block, A to C run block. He might be a great UDFA to pick up. We're going to go Dom Fitzpatrick. I'm going to go with my gut on this one. Day 3 pick with the hidden dev. Let's go. Super Saiyan. CJ Smalls, the greatest scout in the history of football. 92 acceleration, 83 jumping, 89 speed, 87 agility. Let's go. So in the 5th round, Townsend's still pretty far down. Do we think he falls to the 6th round? I would be okay with making a trade. I really want to come away with this with Wyatt Townsend in that UDFA center. If we could somehow get those two, this draft will be a home run, guys. Oh, and there, wow. What do we say? You go and get your guys, right? You go and get your guys. That's what you do. Wyatt Townsend off the board now. So we have one more pick. Taking a look at our favorites board here. We could go right tackle. Darren Howard, 6'8", good size. C pass block and C run block. I do like that. Not really a good athlete, but decent skills for a day 3 pick. Could also go center Glenn Belton, 6'3", 315 pounds. Don't know too much about him. Decent athlete, but with the centers that are remaining, he's probably the best in the class. Guys, I don't know. I am going to go with my gut on this one. We're going to go Darren Howard, the right tackle out of Iowa State. Give me a hidden dev. No, that's okay. But he is 6'8", good size, 89 strength. I love that. So I would say, though, this draft was a success. Let's take a look and see how everyone stacked up and how we stacked up. There's no way. There's no shot. There's no shot. So we will see how we did, and there's no shot. There's no shot. There's no way that we picked the 2nd best and the 3rd best rookie in this class. Wow, look at that, guys. Jay Easley was the top pick, 77 rated overall, but Keegan freaking McGriff, I've been talking about him since what, episode 4? He was the 2nd best player in the draft. Jalen Burnett was the 3rd best player in the draft. Oh my gosh. Let's look at the Armadillos. So look at that draft. Oh my God. That is probably the best draft in the history of drafts that I have ever done. Oh my God. Everybody was a 70 except for our very last pick, Darren Howard. Wow. What a home run freaking draft, guys. Keegan McGriff, 77. Jalen Burnett, 76. Alan Schmidt, 73. Bruce Joyner in the 3rd round, 73. Dom Fitzpatrick in the 4th round, 73. Our quarterback, Damon Sanders, probably the worst pick, I would say, but 72 rated, better than Cam Newton, better than Brett Hundley. Oh my God, my heart is pounding out of my chest, guys. Wow, these players are astounding. Oh man, I am just so excited, so happy about this. This draft was killer. This draft was absolutely killer. Wow. So taking a look at the entire NFL, we got the second and third best picks in the draft. And was there anybody that was crazy that we scouted that we were looking at? I'm looking at the, those guards and those tackles for sure. Those were some players that we wanted. Chuck LaMontagne, he's probably hidden dev. No, he's normal dev actually. Chuck LaMontagne was somebody that we scouted heavily. And I think, was it a right guard? Meredith or somebody? I don't know. Let's look and see. It was a right guard that I had scouted that I was really interested in. I was also looking at Tony Baldwin, the tight end, and it looks like Bruce Joyner and Tony Baldwin were about equal. But I think that we made the right choice going with Bruce Joyner as opposed to trying to get Tony Baldwin. Oh, let's look at Wyatt Townsend also too. He was one that we looked at. We were super excited about. Only normal dev, so maybe it wasn't that bad that we passed up on him. It was Montrell Sullivan. That's who it was. So let's look at Montrell Sullivan. He was hidden dev. So that one kind of stings. I was really looking to try to improve this offensive line. But guys, how about that freaking draft? Oh my gosh. I can't believe that. We did so good. Let's take a look at our roster now. So we have Damon Sanders, the rookie out of UAB. Cam Newton heavily regressed. Damon Sanders will be our quarterback of the future starter. We got Tony Pollard, 81 rated overall, and the rookie Dom Fitzpatrick, drafted in the 4th round, is going to be his backup, the power back. Wide receiver, we got a little bit better. We got Mecole Hardman. We're going to get John Mechie back, who was our rookie last year who didn't play. We still have Westbrook Sanu getting a little bit long in the teeth. Bobo Wilson regressing. Bruce Joyner is going to be our tight end number 1, drafted in, the 3rd round. We traded up to get him. Offensive line got a little bit better with Tyrell Crosby, Kenyon Green, Justin Britt. The right side got better. We got Darrell Williams, and we also got Juwan Taylor as well. On the defensive line, we're going to have Derek Rivers back. He didn't play last year. Could be good. Big free agent acquisition, Marcus Davenport, and Ndamukong Suh will probably slide him over to the left side. I would have to imagine Javon Hargrave and Jalen Burnett, the rookie 1st round pick, day 1 starter. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anthony Barr, big free agent acquisition, and then Alan Schmidt. He is going to slide over to the right side. You best believe your britches on that one. Denzel Perryman, new free agent acquisition. Cornerback Jason Verrett and Keegan mother freaking McGriff. Are you serious? Keegan McGriff, a top 5 talent. Oh my God. Our secondary actually looks halfway decent, guys. I'm actually excited to play some football. For the first time ever, I am actually excited to play some football. We have some good players. Oh my God. So, wow, guys. Wow. I don't even know what to say. We're not going to play the preseason. I never do that. I'll save everything for the next episode. I think that we've been through enough, but guys, we are here. The Austin Armadillos. You better get ready for it. That's all I'm saying. You better get ready for it. We have a team. Some sort of a team now. Same rules apply for this season as last season. We can make 2 free agent acquisitions and we can make 2 trades. Any point of the season. But guys, thank you so much for being a part of this Cupcake franchise. Don't go anywhere. Don't change that channel. We are going to be playing in Austin. Oh, man, I'm so excited. This offseason was amazing. This draft was amazing. I'm going to swag out these characters. I'm going to give them some new gear and stuff like that, make him look good. But thank you so much for supporting this channel. Next time you tune in, you're going to see the Austin Armadillos play their first game with their new unis, their new stadium. Let's get it. Till next time, I will catch you then. Peace.